Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So we are here a little bit late. We were trying to improve the feed and whatnot, but it's not working. So never mind. The most important thing is being here on time and with you guys. So let's start when you are ready. Catherine, you are ready?
I am absolutely ready.
Okay. So let's pull up your questions first so that I can, manage them well. Okay. So here we go. First of all, let's just start by introducing yourself a little bit, okay? So that it will help others to understand the context. The first thing is that you are not an autism mom, okay? You're not an autism mom, but you are a mother of two who have survived fibromyalgia, right?
Yes.
So that's a lot of intact, what's going on with that. Let me check one thing, whether we are actually, it's saying we are live, but I'm not seeing if we are actually live or not, because I don't see, I need to see myself. Yeah, we are live. Okay, so we are live, I can see that. Okay, so let's start with your questions.
Okay. I'm a 39-year-old mother of two. I have a son and a daughter. They are 11 and 12 now. I am not a professional, but I have over 3 years of experience working with holistic professionals to counteract my fibromyalgia. It was an incredible learning experience, and sometimes the best expertise is definitely going through the process yourself. And then for me, with my kids, when they started experiencing or presenting autoimmune conditions, that's when I knew I really had to take it from a family approach. And from Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
You just
A phone call came through. I didn't realize I could do that.
Okay.
So yeah, I was introduced to a holistic nutritionist, and the rest is history from there. That kind of leads me into the first question that you had for me.
Yeah.
Did you want me to go right into the question?
Yeah, you can say the question, because I'm trying to navigate and see whether we are perfectly on track or not.
Okay, absolutely. So the first question you had for me was, how did I find out gut health was connected to autoimmune conditions? So the holistic nutritionist I was introduced to through a friend was all about gut health and diet to control our immune wellness and how that's associated with our overall well-being. He taught me about mitochondrial support, really getting things at a cellular level. And I spent 2 years with the doctor, going back and forth between prescriptions. Every time I saw him monthly, but every time I was in there, it was just like answering a survey. Like he didn't really remember me from a month before. So I got off of the prescriptions, and 6 solid months working with Brendan, huge diet, exercise plan, I started to improve. And then for myself, I had a bit of a backlog after my mom passed away. And then when I came back to focusing on my health, Brendan introduced me to these Reishi products. And as hard as I worked before, I mean, I did it with diet, but it was so crucial to make sure I wasn't, no cheats, no nothing, exercising. This product, the medicinal mushrooms, implementing that into my daily life has just been like the simplification piece. I think the detox properties and stuff are huge help with that.
Yeah, definitely. Because first of all, the thing is, people, when we go to the doctor, okay, they do not talk about gut health. But what we are finding through working with autism or with other conditions as well, most of the stuff is what coming from inside. Okay, so when our gut health is on par, I am seeing that people are getting massive results in whatever disease or disorders they're fighting, right? So there are people coming in, it takes some time for Facebook to cover up with whatnot, but so far I guess you have given a good context on why we are here and why we are connected. Because I am an autism mom, I work with autism people, and you are not an autism mom, so why are you here? Yes. So that's why we are clearing the pattern, is that our gut health is so much more important than what we are led to understand or believe, and the fact that our medical system does not take it into account. And also because the doctors, the other day I was talking to Christine Muldoon, and she said, she actually verbalized it. I already knew it before. So she said that the doctors actually learn about gut health for like 4 hours in the entire 5 or 6 years they study. Only 4 hours. So this is pretty self-explanatory why they do not focus on nutrition, or why they do not know, or connect the dot between the gut health and whatnot, right? Okay, so since for today our topic is super mushrooms for gut health for mom and bub, means like kid and mom. So tell us more about the super mushrooms like reishi, chaga, and there are so many others, right? So tell us more
Yes.
about them.
Absolutely. Over the last 5 years, there's been a huge focus on scientific studies of the benefits of medicinal mushrooms. I myself was introduced first to the reishi. Um, what's great about medicinal mushrooms is right across the board, whether it's reishi, changa, lion's mane, ashwanda, shiitake, they're all great for immune support, which we all need across the board right now.
Yeah.
Reishi in particular, what's great for kids with autism is reishi is naturally high in amino acids because they're superfoods. They have all of those good things in just the one product. So you're getting so much bang for your
Wow.
buck.
Wow.
And what's great about amino acids is they are precursors for neurotransmitters, which actually
Mm-hmm.
help combat depression and anxiety. Kids, I mean, I
Wow.
myself grew up with ADHD. It's on the spectrum, but autism is, those kids, they're confused, they're frustrated, they're dealing with
Exactly.
parents who are confused and frustrated.
Exactly.
Anything we can do to just kind of take the edge off is it's going to help mom, it's going to help bub, and it's just going to create more of a expansive experience, right, where we can connect and develop without the stressors. As well, reishi is also it's an adaptogen, which is great because, like you said, with people when they're going after the gut health, it's a prebiotic, so it's supporting the gut that way. But the adaptogen factor, how it translates to the rest of the body, is it's going to go after repairing what is needed to be repaired most. So for myself, I had fibromyalgia. Separate incident is I have always had like gallstone pain, probably from drinking a lot of coffee. When I switched to the reishi, I figured, 6 or 7 weeks, I'd feel fibromyalgia relief. 3 days in, not expecting it, my gallstone pain, like that constant just discomfort, was gone.
Wow.
So in this coffee being alkaline, helps keep the gut alkaline, helps keep the body alkaline.
Yeah.
And then as well, it gets through the blood-brain barrier to really help support that calming effect. The GABA helps create, so you're not getting that fight or flight from regular caffeine. The reishi actually helps turn it into a GABA effect. So you're again getting that calming effect from the reishi. Lion's mane is a very popular culinary choice. It's described to taste almost like a seafood, like a crab. It's got a bioactive substance that's very beneficial for the brain health. And then another one that's very popular is the Shiitake mushroom. Fantastic for going after like human papillomavirus virus. It is also a great one for immune health, anti-cancer, heart health. Cordyceps are one of my favorites. It's an energizer, and it also does the oxygen boost. Again, oxygen boost is going to help with the brain. But the one thing that is consistent right across for the most with the medicinal mushrooms is just immune support and gut health, because they are a prebiotic, and certain ones like reishi also go after, it's like a constant mild candida cleanse. So if you do slip up and have that treat, it's going to be clearing out your body. And then along with that, they're also great for liver and kidney detox.
Wow.
Yes.
I think we should do another separate, just talking about reishi and autism, or reishi and gut health, because it's so many things that you have said. So the mushrooms that we are talking about, they are working on the gut health. They are causing calming effect when mixed with the coffee, because we moms, we cannot sleep at night if our kids are on the spectrum. They have sleep problems. So the mothers are very tired and very exhausted. So in the morning, they're taking their tea and coffee, and then the cycle repeats of exhaustion. and jitteriness, exhaustion and jitteriness, right? So, or these products can actually help us be more calm, be more energized, as well as more focused
Yep.
during
And
from the day.
it
Uh-huh.
also offers sleep support because of the anti-inflammatory factor. It's
Oh,
alkaline, so when you
wow.
drink regular coffee, it is inflaming your system, and when your
Yeah.
system's inflamed, you're getting the anxiety response.
Yeah.
So having the alkalinity in your system, and it comes from the spores as well, not just in the coffee.
Mm-hmm.
They offer all three parts of the reishi mushroom. We have the
Mm-hmm.
mycelium, which is the root of the
Mm-hmm.
mushroom,
Mm-hmm.
great for nerve support, brain health. I use that for my ADHD, and I just take the capsules. The spores are actually collected. That's the reproduction factor of the mushroom when they go to reproduce.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool collection of those. They're
Wow.
super powered for the detox. And then they also have the Ganoderma lucidum, which is the fruiting body,
Mm-hmm.
which is the anti-inflammatory and gut
Part.
health.
Wow.
Yes.
That's so cool. I mean,
Yes.
I am going to buy soon. Wait, okay. After this,
Yes.
okay? Because I cannot not get all these on my arsenal of the tools and techniques that I use to be on my best health and whatnot. Okay.
Yeah, coming from fibro, I know my counter used to be full. It's still full,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not like I have to take 25 different things. With the
Yeah.
superfood approach, there is so
Mm-hmm.
much in that one thing. And then adaptogen factor, it's good to switch up your adaptogens so your body's not getting used to them. And that's why circulating through various medicinal mushrooms is going to give you
Mm-hmm.
optimal reward.
Because I have been using ashwagandha.
Mhm.
I actually use Arbonne products a lot. Okay. So I have been using ashwagandha. Their inner calm kind of helps me. But then I found like if I use it like every single day, then at the end of the month, probably it won't work as much as it worked for me in the beginning of the month. Okay. So I think the most important thing is we have this tendency of finding just one solution for all the spectrum, and which is why we go for the fast results, the over the counter medicine or other implication and whatnot, because we get overwhelmed, and also we feel like we have to buy 5-10 products. So it's getting expensive, it's getting
Mhm.
really hard to follow through the process and whatnot. But if the products give more than one benefits, and all the benefits are actually benefiting me and my position, the
Mhm.
problems that I am facing from day to day, it's well worth it, right? Okay, so I think we will do some more lives on this topic because I'm really getting excited. Are you up for
Oh,
that?
and absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I've absolutely, it's changed my life, and I'm just dedicated to being able to
Yeah.
share about it.
Hmm.
I didn't even eat mushrooms as a kid. Like I was like, ah,
Yeah, yeah.
but I love coffee. I couldn't quit coffee. My holistic nutritionist was like, you gotta get off of it. So I always had that underlying inflammation,
Hmm.
and it was just destroying my gut. So
Yeah.
once he had me switch this, like it was like the missing puzzle piece, and like you said,
Wow.
to know it's taking care of so much, and
Hmm.
it's just as simple as switching my coffee for me.
Exactly. Just for coffee. And also there are other products that we will be talking in the later part of this live today. But as of for now, we have established that mushrooms have more than one benefits. It works on our immune system, it works on our nervous system, also in our other well-beings and factors, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
cardiovascular health, brain health.
Cardiovascular health as well. Mashallah. That's really great to hear. Okay.
Yes.
So in lieu to that question, this one comes in again. Does this mushroom help in detoxification along with gut healing?
Absolutely. The mushrooms are, especially the reishi, is liver and kidney detox.
Mm-hmm.
They aid in digestion. Turkey tail's a great one that is, it's good for infections and stuff if you have any kind of underlying stomach infection.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then they also help with the liver and kidney detox. For myself, I do try to stay away from dairy, and this is just to show you the power of the detox. Every now and again, I have kids, so sometimes we last resort grab a pizza. I know I shouldn't be eating it. I have a pizza. My body will detox at night after I've had pizza or something with cheese on it, like I've had alcohol. I know it sounds gross, But as someone who has fibromyalgia, if my body wasn't pushing that out at night like that, I would be waking up in the morning with my symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I never, they say it's bad for you. And you're like, how bad is it? When you see what your body does, like your body did not want it in there.
Yeah.
So, and then
Yeah.
that's where I can now, the kids will have it and I can just politely decline because I've learned what my body doesn't like it. And then
Exactly.
the power of the detox and the reishi, you can take steps forward, and we all know sometimes we take steps back, but the reward is really in continuing to focus on moving forward. And this has been a great reminder for that.
Mm-hmm. Since you have brought this topic, before we go on to the next question, I want to reiterate this one because we have this way of looking at food, like, well, I am telling that you should avoid cheese on food and what on everything of your diet, especially for kids on the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
I say that you should not give cheese to them because their digestive system is already pretty weak and they have inflammation, and cheese will cause more inflammation. But the thing is, we give in because we are not very in tune with our body, and also we are not really very minutely uh, investigating or identifying what it is causing to the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how would you make it more, how would you distill this message to listen to the body when we are eating something that we know that we should not, but we give in? How to listen and find those symptoms that will help us, you know identified finally, yes, I'm ready to give up cheese, I am ready to give up carbs, the processed variety or whatever that it's needed for me to pass on. How to make that change, how to make that, like, decision, how to do that.
Yes. Well, I kind of, my best, well, I had issues with food as a kid. I was overweight as a child. So food was
Mhm.
actually my first addiction.
Okay.
Food is extremely addictive.
Yeah.
Cheese, even if you have it one day, I don't know what it is, but you'll crave it. So I look at those kind of foods as like breaking up from a toxic relationship, focusing on, turning into yourself and reiterating how you feel when you've had it and not. Like
Mhm.
that has to be on the forefront of your mind, that you are worth feeling well. And for the most part, if we're thinking negatively, or we're not doing what we should, or we're watching too much TV, we're thinking negative, we don't feel well anyway. So we're like, oh, whatever, we'll just have that cookie or have that
Numb out.
pizza, numb
Just
out.
numb out.
Yes, but you're feeding. I mean, the psychological response is there, that you get the instant gratification. You're getting that neurological response, and
Mhm.
that's where it will become addictive. So
Mhm.
you really just need to educate, and constantly remind yourself that you are worth it, your kids are worth it. And when you commit to it, over a small period of time, you will feel better. And that is the constant reminder to keep going.
Yeah.
And then you get to the point where you will eat to feel good. And when you've had meals like that, those healthy, like I go and have broccoli and I saute it, and that will be a whole meal for me. I put
Mhm.
in some seeds and I'm good to go. But my body responds feeling well. I'm loving myself. I'm taking
Yeah.
care of
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
And that's just where you got to keep your focus, because wherever you focus, you grow, right?
Yeah, I want to add my own experience in that because it matches so well. We have known each other for more than 2 years now
Yeah.
through IG. Like when I
Yes.
started my Instagram journey, you were there, one of the first few friends that I had, and you through seeing your journey, and also I was going through my own postpartum depression, like suicidal one, and then my I didn't know anything about gut health. Okay, I was overweight, like 20 kg overweight. I could not even walk properly, which was why I did not even think about my son first. Okay, it was just finding a balance for my own health. That's when I found out that I have all the symptoms of candida. So I went on this detox. The first 2 weeks were hell. I would not be not dishonest. The truth is it will be hell, which
Toxic
is
poisoning. Yeah.
toxic poisoning, exactly,
Hmm.
which is why when the kids are in the detox phase, even in my program, mothers will be saying like, he was fine, but then suddenly he's becoming irritated. I was like, it's okay, mom, because he's going through a die off period. Okay. So what I felt was those 2 weeks were really hard, headaches and whatnot. But after that, it was like I am in a different body. I literally felt I am in a different body. And I would just test, the next day I will eat the bread and then I will have like a headache, like a throbbing headache. And then I will feel very doozy. I will not eat for 3 days. And then I'll eat again, like cheese and even soft cheese. I'll again have that headache thing. Then
It's
I
been
was,
proven that candida, when we're
yeah,
overrun with it, it can actually control your brain because it
yeah,
needs those foods so
food.
it can survive.
Yeah. I used to eat like half a full commercial loaf of bread one day, like 8 or 10 pieces.
So much sugar in it. People, and bread is not like it used to be, right? It's not the bread our
Exactly.
grandparents ate.
Exactly. So what happened for me is I understood that, well, I feel better. What if my son feels a little like that? Because I am neurodiverse, he is neurodiverse. Let's change his diet. That's how the whole journey started. That's how I found improvements in him. He started talking, and I was like, I have to share this with the world like you did, like since you improved yourself and you're like, there are so many other parents, there are so many other mothers like fighting through this fibromyalgia or autism and everything in between. So we are like, we have to find something. Okay. So we have a question here. I question or comment, I guess. I use mushroom for my son's food, but I saw it did not digest properly. So can I use with his juice and green veggies? Oh, first of all, if you are starting with a gut health situation where he's not digesting food properly, so introducing other foods might have the same, you might see like undigested food parts and bits and whatnot, but that does not mean whatever you are feeding your child is wrong. Okay, that only means your child needs more digestive help. So you can, as of now, Catherine, can you tell us, can she use that as a smoothie?
You can put it as a smoothie. One quick added thing that I picked up from my holistic nutritionist, Brendan Coates. With kids, it's a big one. They always want to drink with their meals. If they're having issues with digestion, you're diluting the fire in the belly by giving them beverages with their meal. Try to cut them off from all beverages, even water, half an hour before they eat and up to an hour after they eat. If they say that they are thirsty with their meal, try to give them slices of cucumber or something, and that will help keep the fire in the belly so that they are digesting. Dilution to our meals is one of the biggest issues that get in the way with our digestion, which leads to lack of vitamin absorption, which down the road leads to autoimmune conditions. That's why whenever you go out, every combo is sold with a big giant drink because
Yeah.
their health is not important to them.
Yeah, because you need to be addicted to those food.
Yes.
So that way, and she can use them as a smoothie,
You can put
like
them in
the
smoothies. Yeah.
the real mushroom or dried mushroom powder also. And we
Yes.
will
Is
talk
she
about
cooking them?
if she's cooking. Well, she said that can she use this in the juice and other green veggies. I would say she can because it's like a smoothie, and
Yep.
the smoothie will not go with the food. The best time for drinking smoothie is maybe early in the morning or as a snack, not as a part of a meal. That's what we are saying. Okay. All right. So for the next question, I would say, how can we use them, avail them and use them from natural sources?
Absolutely. This is a
Natural.
good one. The word mycophile is actually somebody who harvests responsibly and knowledgeably and is a devotee of mushrooms, especially as a hobby for consumption. So, the big thing when you're foraging in the forest, it is great to bring your kids along with this. Get out there, have fun, just educate yourself. Not all mushrooms are edible.
Yeah.
The key to eating mushrooms is you do not want to wash them. You want to either have a separate brush to knock the dirt off, as they will absorb the water and it will get in the way of texture and flavor. So just brush them off and make sure you're cooking them. Anything, whether it's sauteed, grilled, put them in a stew. You can deep fry them, tuck them into casseroles.
Mm-hmm.
I grind them down to a powder. Some people will just boil them and then grind them down. Just again, make sure that you're educated. There is Picture Mushroom. It is an app on your phone that you can download for taking out into the forest with you to forage and just to learn about different species, as well as the Google camera. I've found sometimes it's a little off, but it can also be a backup thing just to make sure that anything you do want to take home and work with is safe to do so.
That means you were saying we can go in the forest and have like a fall festival with our kids, and we
Absolutely.
can use the picture mushroom, right?
Picture
And
mushroom.
also Google camera to, like zoom in on a mushroom that looks yummy and then check whether it's healthy or not. We bring them home. We do not wash them, but use a separate way of removing the dirt, because washing them will reduce the nutrients,
Texture, flavor,
texture and flavor
nutrients.
as
Yeah.
well, nutrients as well. And then we can use it the way we want. I think I would do it. Let me write it down, because I really feel like it's a fun way of introducing food to our kids. It's also a nature therapy, a part of nature therapy as well. So we can have like 2 3 benefits in one outing.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
better than the outing to the McDonald's,
Oh,
right?
totally. Yes. I mean, and they're so, when you start to learn about them, I mean, they
Mm-hmm.
clean up the forest, they communicate all the roots under the ground. They know you're there before you even step foot. And
Yeah.
they've been around. There's actually studies that believe that mushrooms were sent down to this earth from outer space. And it's been there since the beginning of time. And it's pretty
So,
phenomenal when you get into the history of it. And
yeah. We
yeah.
should make something like that, like a video to educate more people on the mushroom part, because we are always just talking about few foods like celery or maybe pumpkins or squash and things like that, but mushrooms just does not make it to the table.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I don't want to send people to Netflix. There's some issues with the creator, but they do have fantastic fungi on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a gentleman who does a TED talk, but fantastic fungi. It is actually worth watching, and it is on Netflix.
Fantastic fungi. Okay.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Okay. So, moving on to there's another question. Is there any particular variety we should look out for when we are foraging or finding mushrooms?
Any particle?
Uh, let's say how she did not iterate more. She just said, is there any particular variety we should look out for when we are foraging for a mushroom? You know?
I know in the the more southern parts of Canada and into the top parts of America and stuff, you can find reishi. Lion's mane's quite popular around this
Mm.
area. We get a lot of the little white ones. I can't remember the name of them right now.
Mhm. The
But
white
yeah,
ones are actually pretty common. We can see it everywhere wherever we
yes,
are.
yes.
Oh,
If they
she.
have the black underneath, though, those are not edible. But if they're
Oh,
all white, they are. Yeah.
okay, so the underneath needs to be white as well.
Yes.
Okay, that's a cool tip around
Yeah.
there. And somebody says like, since we are using StreamYard, if you do not log in with the link that I provided in the post that you are seeing this video on, if you do not link it through, then we cannot see your name here, because it's just the way these apps are built. I am trying to improve that, so I'm sorry if I cannot specify the name of whoever posting, but we are very much appreciating your comment and asking questions. So someone says it sounds fun, that nature hunt of mushrooms in a jungle. Oh my god, I seriously, when my husband comes home, I am so going to ask him, because we have this red forest here, turns all red in, because
Oh,
you're in Ontario, right? Red
yes.
forest, right? So I am planning to go to the red forest, and we might take out, and then we might do a live there.
That would be great.
That would
Yes.
be great. Oh yeah, it's Pooja. Hi Pooja. She's always an avid fan of ours. Whenever we have live, she's there, and she's also a ex student of mine.
Yes.
Student as in a client, and she's graduated, and she has been a really great supporter, because when we work through any program or anything that we're taking, let's say this live, if we're just listening to it passively rather than actively, which is like asking question or being present every single day, that's actually way more powerful of gleaning the knowledge, because knowledge when not put in action is just knowledge, right? So she's doing a great job. I really send a lot of kudos to her.
Nice.
Coming
Yeah.
back to the questions.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah, just wanted to state you will be getting into reproduction season. So if you get out there in the fall, it's a great chance to try and catch some of the mushrooms when they're fertilizing. It almost
Ah,
looks like fairy dust just coming off the mushroom. It's so magical.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you do something in your post in your page so that we can use that as a guideline to go foraging? You should try something like that.
That's a
Like
great
go to
idea.
the yeah, like
Yes.
go to the forest and you do your thing, record the video or do live so that we can see it, and then next time we can bring that as an example and we can go out.
I love it.
I already loving this idea. Oh my gosh, I seriously. Okay, let's just get back. Otherwise, we will be talking on and on. Okay, so now that we know about the natural way, oh, one more question before we go to the organo, which is your brand and that you work with. If we want to avail them as a natural source, other than foraging, can we find mushrooms like super mushrooms in the supermarket in any way or form?
They are becoming more popular that they are having products at the consumer level.
Mm-hmm.
What we've found, because we've had imitation products of the reishi coffee brands,
Mm-hmm.
we have like 12 certifications through Organo. It is guaranteed organic reishi grown on logs. Some people are like ordering cheap off Amazon and stuff. They're finding that they're having adverse health issues. It's not
Yeah.
helping at all because it's processed reishi that they're actually growing in bags. And when it is not organic and it's grown that way, it won't even fertilize. It will
Uh-huh.
not spore. It will not recreate itself. And there are people that have experienced bad reactions.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, just make sure you're getting it from a really good source, a trusted source. Check your reviews. Like I said, the medicinal mushroom's been like a 10-year focus.
Mhm,
The last 5 years, it's come out really strong. But like
mhm.
anything, like any product out there, you make sure you research it and you're going for quality.
Yeah,
It's for your body. You want the quality.
exactly, exactly. And for me, what I do is if I am giving something to my kids, I try it on myself first and see whether it's safe or not, and whether it gives any adverse reaction, and then I move on to the kids
Yes.
and tell them what to do with that. Okay,
Mom's the canary in the coal mine. Yeah.
totally. Okay, so there is one place where we can get all our reishi, chaga, and everything, and it's pretty much just order, get it home, and then reap all the benefits. So here comes the organo, and
Yes.
it's a pretty, I would say, worldwide brand.
Yes.
And tell us more how organo's products like reishi and whatever that's available for us for the mother as well as the kid. Okay.
Absolutely. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I started as a client. My holistic nutritionist introduced me. 4 months in, with the rewards of it, I was noticing the cost. So I decided to join on as a distributor myself. So I started with the black coffee, which you can add cream or sugar if needed, or drink it just black. This is great. There are people that are diabetic, and they ask if metformin is in this because it actually helps lower blood sugar if you have it just black, but that's the power of the reishi. I also enjoy the latte. This is equivalent to like a double double.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the kids, what my kids absolutely love, the hot cocoa. It's a
Oh,
gourmet cocoa
me
as
too.
well.
I loved it.
It's beautiful. It's flavorful. The sachets are much bigger, so you can even like break them into two for efficiency. Have
Two kids,
two kids,
one
yes.
go.
Yeah.
Make it
Another,
cost effective.
you have to, yes, and that's why I enjoy the teas. Our red tea has the cordyceps in it as well as the reishi.
Mm-hmm.
And then my daughter was doing like refreshers at Starbucks last summer, so this summer I would use the red tea to make our own, mince spearmint leaves in there and make like an infused kind of iced tea at home.
Mm-hmm.
So she's getting the benefits all summer long from that.
Wow.
And then myself, with the fibro, I'm sensitive to eggs, but I love eggs and they have lots of vitamins in them. So for me, if I'm going to eat eggs, I put my turmeric, I put my black pepper, but I have found I have no issues when I top it with the reishi capsules. I just break them open. This is the
Mm-hmm.
fruiting body, the Ganoderma lucidum. Put it on my food. and then I've had no issues, and I can still have my eggs for all the benefits of that.
Mm-hmm.
The mycelium is recommended for the brain health. Anybody suffering from ADHD, this helps with focus. This is the
Mm-hmm.
root. Again, capsule form. So for kids, it can be opened up and put into orange juice or added to their foods.
I should use it for my son and see how it goes, and then we can, like work with them as well, and then tell others that they can use it. Because usually when I offer any product, I have already used it for a long time, so that I know it's totally safe.
Mhm.
Because I do not want anybody to go through any adverse reaction and then think that I am the one who caused that pain and whatnot.
Oh, completely.
I
Well, I can
should
introduce
try.
you to Carol. Her son has autism as well, and he was nonverbal.
Hmm.
And she's been in the company for I think 4 years now, and her
Wow.
son's on the products. So I
Wow.
can introduce you to through Facebook.
Sure, sure, sure. Do that. So
Yeah.
those are the products that you have.
Well, we have a green tea,
Mm-mm.
which is smooth green tea, no like bitter aftertaste. The coffee that comes black as well. This is the King coffee. This is our only organic coffee bean, but it also has the organic reishi. All reishi is organic. And then on top of the Ganoderma lucidum reishi, it also has the spores. So
Mm-hmm.
this is our powerhouse. It took me a while to get used to this because the detox is through the roof on this one. But now this is my go-to for my fibro. It helps the most with my symptoms just because
Mm-hmm.
it's that intense. But again, you do need to make sure you're keeping your hydration up.
Mm-mm.
Um, and then we also have for parents, we do the mocha, which is the coffee hot chocolate mix.
Yeah, I love that one also because you send me quite some different types of varieties. I tried them and I really love them a lot. Really love them a lot.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So before I go to the next question, I wanted to ask. You say that you have egg allergy.
I'm a sensitive to eggs with the
Sensitive.
fibro. Yes, yeah.
Okay, so let's say some of our kids are sensitive to dairy products. Well, what I always say that there are three dairy products that are allowed for us, which is milk. Sorry, which is ghee, butter, and yogurt. But some kids are also showing a little bit of sensitivity to yogurt. Okay, but they love yogurt. So in that
Mhm.
case, they can have that capsule on the yogurt and then have it, right?
Oh,
Without
absolutely.
having.
Yeah.
Wow.
And watch your yogurt brands because some of those yogurts that they sell us labeled as healthy are actually hiding a lot of sugars.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, I always, for myself, if I do have the yogurt, I go for the Activia because of the added bacterial cultures. And I find I
Mm-mm.
don't have issues with that. But if I get any of like the kid brands, they'll flip my stomach because of the added sugar.
I love Activia as well. I like mostly I try to make it at home, but if not possible, then I go for that. Before we go to the last question, which is your top 5 tips, I wanted you to tell us a little bit more about how to make this change, lifestyle change. Lots of parents come to us and DMs me saying that they're finding it really scary to change the diet, really scary to overhaul the sugar, like, cutting all the sugar, trying to make everything organic or preparing food at home. They get overwhelmed because
Yes.
they're used to buying stuff over the shelves because they didn't know that those foods are actually really harmful. And since the advertisement is there, like, lots of added vitamins and minerals, so you can give it to your kids and it's easy. I understand. So it's easier to just go and buy the product and give it to our kid versus what we are saying, that you need to prepare food at home, go for the organic stuff and buy, or maybe invest a little more on good quality products. What are your I would say, like, advice on the mothers who are struggling and feeling overwhelmed but they want to change, how to make that change process easier for them?
Yep. Well, for myself, because I have been in it and out of it, I know life happens. When my mom got sick with cancer and passed away, the
Mhm.
last thing I was worried about was myself. And then when I stopped taking care of myself, depression sets in, and then you go down even further. Everything is a cycle in life, whether we're going up or down. So my biggest thing is, one, forgive yourself, because life does happen. Like I said, sometimes I'll still grab that pizza. A year and a half in on my journey, it was only 4 months ago where I'm like, I'm not going to eat this pizza. because I'm just not going to do it. But there was months and months and months where I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I might as well just have a slice, right?
yeah.
So we're either our best friend or our own worst enemy. And whatever's going on in here is going to either hurt us or help us. So with anything, it becomes routine. If you find yourself with the negative thoughts and you're slipping or you're getting hard on yourself, that's never going to help you get closer to your goal. So you just got to sit down and breathe. I always was told if you're going between your head and your heart too much, focus on your breath. Just breathe, right? If you can't think about it, just breathe. And that's going to get you closer to where you need to be, believe it or not, because your body is it's designed to survive.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing is just don't beat yourself up on it. And then my big thing is if you can, like for the coffee, what we tell people is to do a 30-day commitment. 30 days, 1 month challenge, get really excited about it. You know, challenges are great. Let's see what I can do. But don't touch the other stuff. Don't go out and get your Tim Hortons or your Starbucks. Just stick to the reishi products and see how you feel. We haven't had anybody commit to a month and feel worse. And once you see that you can feel good, that it's possible, and that you're feeling better, the belief's there, then the action follows suit.
Yeah.
When we do it for a week and then something happens and then it's like, well, it didn't really work. You didn't really try long enough for your body to have the reward. So how is your brain going to keep reminding your body to keep going?
Exactly. Which reminds me, like today also I posted something like our thoughts makes sure that what we are doing, thoughts or actions are connected. Because if I have this thought, which is not good for me, but I will keep doing it. If I do not know how my body feels without the toxin, I will not know how I will feel and how to go through that. And also to remove the barriers from our problems and coming on with the journey. So with that being said, I really loved the way we are talking, and we are pretty much near. I would love you to give us your 5 top tips on getting healthier, gut health, and also helping our child.
Yes. Well, it's all mind, body, and soul. So 5 tips for moms, because you can't pour from an empty bucket. So my biggest one is eat for nutrition. This is where I found supplementation helps, because I cannot get enough veggies in here in a day. So I supplement. And it just simplifies things. And go easy on yourself. Like I said, if you had a slip up or your kid's not reacting, you need to forgive yourself. And because all the moms are going through it too, right? Like we forget that there's other moms with kids, and we feel alone because we can isolate ourselves. But when we reach out and we're honest and we care, everybody's going through the same thing. Everybody's heart is hard. So my big one is time alone. I know a lot of moms with kids on the autism spectrum can't necessarily get away. And I'm not saying to turn your back or close the door, but the breath work. You're sitting on the couch and they're sitting there playing. You're constantly thinking about them, constantly worried about them. Take 10 minutes, focus on your breath, get out of your head and your heart. Breathe. That's going to bring that soul back into the body. It's going to bring that vibration up. You're going to be able to think clearer. You're going to be able to feel clearer. And that even is time for you. That's just you being with you and your breath. So that's a definite important one. And that is really good just for getting yourself in line. And then the third one is do something you love. This is one you can bring the kids in on. I'm talking almost like inner child healing work. Think of something that was silly and goofy and when you were a kid, making bracelets, running in the rain, jumping in puddles, singing into your hairbrush.
Yeah,
If
don't
nobody's
do that.
around.
Whatever I used to do, I was always told, like, don't do this, don't do that. So a lot of my children are so much hurt. I did not have a childhood, I would say, not even a
You were
teenage life.
conditioned. You were conditioned because they wanted you to do so well. But we know now it doesn't matter what's going on out here if what's in here is not good.
Yeah.
So, and for your kids and just connecting, have a dance party, whatever, right? Like the joy that you're going to get from that, you're going to feel that high for days.
Yeah. I do
right?
that sometimes with my son. I do
Yeah.
that. He loves also. And I like the fact that whenever I'm doing yoga in the morning, both my kids now wake up really early and goes back to sleep pretty much like 8. And Muhammad goes to sleep at 8 and Ira goes about like 9-ish. So they wake up pretty early in the morning. And when I'm doing my yoga, they stand there and they do their pose. And it's so funny.
Uh,
We laugh and then, fall on each other. It's really fun. If you can put in some effort, the first step is, I guess, to give yourself the permission that you are
yes.
worth it. You're worth it. Your emotions are worth it. Your health and well-being is worth it, which is I'm so much about, because I keep talking about me being the foundation of my children's health. And then
Yes.
when somebody comes on the program, I was like, sister, your child comes later on. The first week is all about you. We try to give you all the tools and techniques that helps you to keep grounded, and then I give them training about how to make their own health in a, I would say, like a fast forward mode, so that if when I was able to work through my son, when my own health was on par, when my head became clear. But previously, I myself was all that sugary haze. I could not think properly, I could not eat, and then all the other suicidal phase and whatnot. And after that, I felt so much lighter and so much easy. It was easy for me to go through the diet change, go through the food change, the, detoxification, whatever that I have done for him. It became more easier to
Oh,
be able
absolutely.
to be the best version of
And
ourselves.
we can't expect change from our children without change for ourselves, because their whole survival mechanism that's built into their psychology is to mirror their parent. They learn that at
Yes.
the from birth, as soon as they're looking at you, and it's right across all mammals, all animals, all. That's how they learn. So, like
Mm-mm.
you said, the first step is working on mom, and that's how, when mom gets better, the baby gets better.
Yeah, yeah, totally, totally. Thank you so much. It's been a real, I would say, really, I learned a lot. I learned a lot today, because I did not do this research more on the mushroom part of thing. But now that I find it's actually easier to bring in more mushrooms into the life and diet of our children, I seriously think that I will get some of the products and then try for myself and with them, and then I can be in a more better shape to tell others. But so far that I have taken the stuff that you send me, I really love them. The taste were really nice. My kids loved the chocolate as well, and both of them were kind of fighting with each other to finish, because
Yeah,
there is that thing. And I think we should bring you again to talk
I love that.
more, because there are lots to be learned here. And it's actually a lot easier and cheaper than the biomedical chelation theory, the, testing, and then going through the pretty hard detoxification that the biomedical part tells us to do. I think this is much easier. It's cheaper, it's more cost effective, and fun.
Yes,
Everybody loves hot chocolate, especially in the
yes.
fall and winter.
The
Okay.
season's getting right for it. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yes, totally. And I really want to request you to do that foraging thing for yourself, so that we can try it on our own as well.
I I would absolutely love to. Yeah, I'll have to hit the Tiffin Center. That would be great. Thank you for the
Okay,
idea.
that will be fine. That will be fine. So I'll talk to you again pretty much soon. And thank you everyone for being here today. And I would say come back again with your notepads if you haven't had this chance today. Come back and then watch the replay, because there's a lot to learn from. And I think I will, invite you to do a post on all the products that you have mentioned today. Right after this, can you do that?
Yes,
That
I
will
can.
really help them. So with the photo of each product, just give a little bit of the background on what this is and how they can have it.